Hello there.
Thanks for coming. So this is our subcommittee meeting based off of CET, the community engagement portion. So Ms. Bell's also going to be coming over because our first event is coming up quickly. So I have notes from our last meeting that I would love to share, and I will take notes and I will send them out afterwards as well. So I think we talked about Links for Kids supporting with storytelling, with a PlayStation, and maybe some face or art paint.
Yep.
Or painting, I think we talked about painting and having a station where parents and families can paint and post. Okay, so we still want to do all of those items?
Yeah, I have talked to all our volunteers, and we have 6 of them coming to help out. And the storytelling, we talked to Almida, and she cannot come because she's in New York City receiving an award for a play that she's making. But we have a volunteer, Venora Rogers, who is also a storyteller, and she volunteered to do it.
What's her name?
Venora.
Can you spell that, please?
Venora Rogers.
Okay.
And she's part of a storytelling league, an African American storytelling league. And she told stories one Thanksgiving event here in the school, but she was doing it then in the cafeteria, and it just kind of disappeared, you know, the activities that were there. So she would be really happy if she could do it in, as we were talking about, in the pre-K room or another kind of room. So it's a little bit more confined.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's phenomenal. She's told stories before, and yeah. So that's where we are with that.
Okay. And Jamie, can you just walk me through the art? What do you envision so I can?
Oh gosh.
What were you thinking? Like, how do you see it being set up?
I was just thinking,
Hey, Sheila.
honestly, for something that they could do right then and there and like just see it, even just when they leave, just see something. So
What about actual handprints on the wall? Like, it's a blank slate down there, so could we? Could we actually? I don't know how we would do it with the water, but actually, and put on the wall.
Face paint?
I'm thinking.
What is it called? Tempera paint?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about just putting like handprints on the wall.
yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea if that can happen. And you're the one that can say that that's going to happen.
She's like, what did I say? Okay, so maybe we should start with paper.
We could do like a big screen of paper on the wall and they do it live, handprints.
That might be a good idea. We think about that.
Like at least the paper can be taken down.
The door is locked. Oh.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
You know, then at least the
Yeah,
paper
you know,
can be
those-
removed if it does become a mess.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with handprints, Addison?
Ms. Bell, right?
Yeah, she'll be here in just a second.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
She told me to confirm with her.
And as far as like supplies and things like that,
We can take care of supplies here.
Mr. Simmons.
We would just need someone that could volunteer their time to be in that area. So we can look to school staff to do that. I mean, it doesn't have to be someone around this table, but we would just need someone to support that.
Okay.
All right, so when Mr. Simmons comes back in, we're going to do a quick introduction. I think not everyone knows each other at this point because we're growing.
That's always good.
And then I'll just get us refocused. So Omar, we're waiting for you to come in because we're going to go ahead and do introductions because everyone doesn't know everyone at the table. So I'll start on Mrs. Lee, proud principal.
Karen Lewis, first grade teacher.
And I'm Inge Williams from Links for Kids.
John Boutte. I'm chair of the Southwest Common Council Education Committee.
Leanda Smith, I'm the Greater Rochester Health Foundation Healthy Futures Liaison here at School 19.
Mr. Simmons, crisis intervention and community engagement coordinator.
Jamie George from the Villa of Hope.
Sheila Caterly, Flint Street Art Center.
And Jackie Brown just walked in.
Hi, I'm
Hi,
Jacqueline
Jackie.
Brown.
Nice to meet you, John Boutte.
Nice to meet you, John.
So our team has grown a little bit because I have looked to Jackie and to Omar to help out with our community engagement piece and community schools piece. So they do have other roles in the building, but they're also adding this onto their plate as well. And what we talked about at our last CET meeting was how do we take this Thanksgiving event and make it into a community-based event. So we came up with several different ideas. So we talked about definitely supporting the event that has been going on, and in addition to open up our first floor to have additional activities go on at the same time. So we talked about having some pop-up art in that main long hallway. We talked about having a storyteller in the kindergarten space or the pre-K space. We talked about Links for Kids, setting up tables for play so parents can come down and sit with their students and play. And we were just trying to come up with other ideas that we can line the first floor of our hallway with. So it'll be an extension, so they would do Flint and then come up and through the first floor as well.
And I'm not sure, but there's a list of all the other community partners that are going to be setting up tables in the game room too. Did Gwen Lee, were you at the last meeting?
I was not, Alicia Bell was there, she'll be joining us shortly.
Because maybe that would help too, because they have a lot of different people coming in, you know, to set up information tables too.
So we can
that would
spread
help
that
spread that
through.
news to the partners too. But I'm not sure of them either, so
Okay,
I have to get that list for you.
that would be great. So Alicia has been the liaison going to the meetings
Oh,
for me.
okay. Mm-hmm.
She's been attending those
Mm-hmm.
and reaching out to Gwen as needed. So our meeting today, I'm thinking we just need to finalize the different activities that we want to have and then start talking about who's going to support them in terms of people power. So someone else can jump in.
There also will be given giveaway too, right? Like baskets or something like that, or
Is
hats,
that one of the things that's on the?
or hats and gloves or something.
Hats
like
and
that.
gloves.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I just want to make sure.
This year it's hats and gloves, and then I guess book bags. I don't know. I guess maybe they got a donation of book bags because I also
Okay.
saw that on there.
Do you know somebody that donate books? We have,
I'm not sure about the books, but it's the book bags. But we have
oh, book
lots-
bags,
Yeah,
Yes.
book
but not
bags.
with books, yeah.
Yes. Mhm. But we do have people that donate books.
Yeah, otherwise I give you.
Mhm. And anybody that has donations for that new hats and gloves or book bags can drop them off at Flint Street, you know, before the event, anytime that we're open, from 2:30 to 9:30. We're open, so, and 10 to 5 on Saturdays. And then we're gonna have a big collection of all those. It'll be a lot better than all those copes.
So are there any other, go ahead.
I'm sorry, and is this for next week? I mean, sorry, the
27th.
community dinner?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because we have like 6 boxes of book bags downstairs.
Okay.
So they had asked, when I went to the meeting, they asked if they can get a couple of boxes of them, and I think it's like 35 book bags in each
Okay.
box.
You can definitely go in.
Okay.
Are there any other activities that we want before we start trying to flush it out? And maybe taking on some leadership roles to see it through? So we talked about Links for Kids having a table, we talked about a storyteller, we talked about an art station. There's gonna be a hat and gloves, book bag giveaway station.
And then I was talking about having the boys get their hair cut.
So you want to do a haircut station?
Yeah, so I have the vendor, Flash Hair Design. He is going to, he along with 4 other barbers, they're going to cut hairs for the boys free. And then he also has a young lady who said she can do girls' hair too if they, simple stuff, not that kind of stuff, as well as they can paint nails for the girls, simple, low-key polish thing. So we got like 5 people confirmed for that, and they're really excited to come and do this.
That's awesome. So
Really
they would need a room, like
Yes. And they can all be in the same room because they all work together anyway. And I could I can be responsible for that.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stations we have so far. Do we want more? Do we want to stop there?
If you look at me, you know I'm gonna say. If we can do another activity. Like, I guess I grabbed hold of the vision that you had when you went to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, okay, we got this space, we can, you know, as long as we have people
Can I
power.
share that with
somebody to
everyone?
lead
Like what I saw when I went to Buffalo? Like where I got all this from?
it. Now I'm
Yes.
just
I heard it.
yeah.
Okay.
So I took off with it. Go
I
ahead.
don't know.
So I went to a community schools conference because since we became a community school, I wanted to make sure I had a firmer grasp on what it meant, what did it look like, what should it feel like. So I went to Buffalo for the conference, and they had the conference actually in a school. And when I pulled up, like the parking lot was packed, and I'm thinking, I'm early, like what's going on right now? So I get out and I go in and I realize they're having one of their Saturday events. Now they're to the point where they do it, I think like weekly or bi-weekly, like they do it often, but they've been a community school for 3 years. But what it was part of professional development, so we met in the auditorium. And then the other part was to engage in what the community school does for its community. And they had it was so packed. They had everything going on. First, they served breakfast and lunch. They had math and guacamole, where you were making guacamole using measurement. They had coat and clothing giveaway. They had taekwondo. They had art. They had reading. You name it. Like every classroom in the building had something going on. And what they did was they had the parents come in, sign a little sheet on where they wanted to go just to make sure, people were going to be dispersed throughout. And then they went to their activities and they called over the loudspeaker for lunch. Everybody had lunch and then they dismissed. But it was fabulous. And they're also a school that they have a lot of students bussed in. So their immediate community came over. Kids that were bussed in came from their other neighborhoods to school. Teachers were there, partners were there. It was phenomenal. So I want to get to that point, but I know we have to start small. So I loved Sheila's idea about using an event that's been here ongoing for a large number of years and use that as a venue to expand. So.
Like, don't look at me, I get big eyes.
So I'm
It sounds like
confident
you're
the
gonna
right
need a
people in
lot
the
more.
room.
It sounds like you're gonna need a lot more.
So my idea is to have that whole first floor of 19 and Flint buzzing, the whole thing from beginning to end. So, Ms. Brown, what do you think you can do in terms of some physical movement?
I will have to look at the calendar, but I'm sure I can make sure that something's available. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's this for the Thanksgiving Day, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
That's that
Falls on a Friday.
Friday.
it's Friday the 22nd.
22nd.
Now, I missed the last meeting at the church, but did they say something about showcasing one of your students or something?
They did ask about Strengths
Because
for
I said-
Success, and I spoke with Patty Yarmel, and she said that she would let me know because they're working with a different team now. So she's supposed to get back to me this week.
Okay, because even if it's not that, I just said showcase any of your students, you know what I mean? I just mentioned Strings for Success, and they probably went with that, but, because I said you guys could,
Okay.
help out with that more.
What
than I
about your
could.
club? You think any of your girls ready? If they would have a month.
Oh yeah, I think I can prepare something, whether they're reciting a speech from Frederick Douglass or autobiography, just working on presentation and delivery. I can make it happen.
Is
I
there
have two definites, so
2 students?
yeah, that I know I can make it happen.
There is one other thing that they had mentioned, since we no longer, I think I did speak with you already, that we no longer have the long tables. They wanted to know if we would communicate with Central Kitchen to see about the tables.
Tables
If they
never-
can bring tables here for that evening? Because I know our round tables, those would not be going downstairs, the newer
Oh,
tables.
you don't have the long ones.
We don't have
We only
those
have 6 of them.
anymore.
Yeah, they're definitely planning on using those.
Now, do we still have the ones in the gym? You remember there used to be ones in the gym storage right there?
But those don't have the chairs to them, they like the
We don't
ones that have
chairs in
the.
them.
Yeah, and, because I only put in for 10 tables and 150 chairs for our order, so that's definitely not gonna be enough. That's something they're gonna have to, tomorrow's there's another meeting, so.
So I don't know what the process is, but, I mean, I can check with Central Kitchen. I didn't know if that was something that definitely, it just
That's
had to go
something-
through you.
That's something I can have custodial, so what I need from
Okay.
them is an exact number of.
Well, I mean, how many tables did they normally get from us?
I don't know.
Me either.
I think they took them all.
And I don't know what that number was, so I just need to know what their number is. I can communicate that to Charles.
Okay, well, what I can do is I have Gwen's contact information. I can give her a call if she can give me an idea of how many
Yeah, and
tables it was.
there's a meeting tomorrow that I was planning on going to.
It's just that the way the time, the way
Yeah,
the
it's
meetings are falling, like even last week
I
I
can't,
could.
it's the middle of
Yeah,
the day.
it's kind of hard.
Mhm. Yeah, so,
Okay.
but I will, oh, yeah, that's.
So I guess what I would love to look into our next steps. So who wants to take the lead on items on getting things done? Because I think we brainstormed a number of different ideas. So I think we're to the point now where we need to talk about who's going to ensure that each one of these areas are set up, who's going to take the leadership overall.
I'll take the links for kids, of course, and organize that.
Okay.
Are these the stations that you have listed here?
Yeah.
So how many? That's 5 or 6 stations?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And
So-
performance.
Okay, so, I mean, I can help to take the lead with that because I can make sure everything is set up, everyone has everything that they need. I just need to have the contact information of those people and send me an email and let me know exactly everything that you do need
So
as far as your setup.
let me send out the meeting minutes, and then
Okay.
in there I'll put action items, what they need to do, and then you'll have everyone's email all together.
Okay, and if you need volunteers and everything. Maybe we can even get some students together, hopefully walkers. And we make arrangements for that because we're gonna be talking about transportation and everything, but that being an evening event.
Mhm.
Hopefully their families will make it to the event and they already have their transportation.
What time do we
Okay.
start?
It's
That's
from
a
6
good
to 8.
6 to 8.
They serve dinner from 6 to 8.
But do we want to
But they
have...
people start getting there around 5.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But,
Mhm.
you know, and people just mingle and hang out in the gym and stuff, but it's pretty much set up and ready to go. But they, you know, from 6 to 8 is when they serve, because they have 2 serving sessions, one from 6 to 7 and then one's from 7 to 8.
So do we want to start before that? Or do we
That's a
want to
great
start
question.
during or after? I mean, probably not after.
They start setting up as soon as school gets out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they tear out the gym and start setting up the minute school gets done. So you guys can actually set up as soon as school gets done too.
That would be good, particularly because they'd have time to still participate in activities. And it wouldn't be, they could come
Keep in
in.
mind, we have a later day now, so we're not done until 4:30.
4:30, 4:40,
Right.
with dismissal actually.
I
like
forgot. Oh,
wait.
better leave it alone.
Yeah, and that day you might have to kick them out of the gym a little early.
Yeah.
Bring them in the,
Oh, because
bring them in the game room or something.
So, well, they definitely will be out by 4:25, 4:30 at the latest. It's
Yeah,
just
but on
about-
that day, we might have to get them out even sooner on that day, because we gotta set up the gym to be ready by 6, so.
Okay,
We
well,
might
maybe
have
we
to
can plan.
disperse them somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe we could plan to have it somewhere else for that day.
Yeah, we can do
Just
some
so that-
crafts with them or something.
It's a smooth.
So, that's the boys.
Yeah, there's something, or put them in our computer lab, we
Yeah,
got 10 computer lab, we got 10 computers down there too, we can, something. Something just, you know, because at 3:30, you know, we need a little time to set up.
Yep, no worries.
My crew's good, but
So I'm thinking with our events, do we have something that caters to middle school? Because I can see our primary students loving the storyteller, loving the links ladies, loving the art. Middle school boys may be interested in the haircut, but do we have anything else, or can we think of anything else that might hook the middle school population to get them back?
Well, maybe for the girls, some Zumba or some dance.
Okay.
I can try to reach out to outside agency and control, which offers students actually the opportunity to work over the summer, but they invest in themselves, talent, so they have self-reporting, and they teach them the engineering and the whole process. Whatever the student likes, they kind of like invest in. So I think it's a great outlet for them to showcase what what they have to offer. And they actually located right on Main Street. So I can reach out to the director of the youth department of the teens, and I think it's possible I reach out to him today, but I have his personal contact, so I think that'd be an option.
So it'd be sort of like a job fair? Like what would you market it as?
It's a possibility job fair, but it's actually a nonprofit organization that helps teens invest in teens in their career. So
So how are we gonna hook them? How are we gonna convince them that they wanna go to this?
I would love to talk to Raphael Bayard, which is the actual director,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure I'll call him today once we leave the meeting. I'm pretty sure we can come up with something. I'll
Okay.
keep everyone.
And that's
informed.
for boys and girls?
Boys and girls.
Okay. And are we doing anything to reach parents? Anything parents would be interested in?
I know that there's a bunch of tables that they're having there, like, for more parents, like, just like you were talking about, lifetime assistance and people, for job readiness and all that kind of stuff. I just don't have the list, but a bunch of the tables being set up in the game room are like for more or less for parents. You know what I mean? Like blood pressure check and, I'm not really sure of all the organizations coming, but they have about 8 of them coming.
Yeah,
And it seemed,
everyone was saying something about that.
yeah, and there's a lot of them. They're on that list. And they did a flyer too, but I should have brought it. But I'll get it to you tomorrow after I go to the meeting. Because that really, I think, reaches out to a lot of the parents. Yeah, all those, okay, well, then you already have
Okay.
them.
So I
Because
can send
they're
that
all
to
gonna
you.
have tables, there,
Okay,
so.
okay,
So that's what I'm talking about, yeah, so they're gonna be in present,
okay.
and they're gonna be doing information sessions, and a lot of them have little giveaway things that they brought for the kids.
Yeah, there's
so.
quite a few.
Mhm, yeah, there is, there was a lot of them. Matter of fact, I was like, wow.
And if possible, I can reach out to Community Place. I have some connections over there, but they offer a lot of resources to parents, whether food pantry, giveaway, for you name it. From
I think they are reaching out to
Yeah, and
community.
food links
places.
Yes.
also, they're
I think
on
food
there
links
as
are already
well.
in there too.
so someone already reached out to them, or
What I can do is I can send you the list. I can actually send you a copy of the flyer,
okay,
because it has all of the sponsors are on
Can
there.
you send that to me and then I'll send
Yes.
that out with these meeting
Yes.
minutes, or do you want to get the flyer and the meeting minutes?
yeah, they do a GED program. They offer a huge variety of different programs for parents, and just to get them involved with getting back in touch with themselves and helping them,
I have 2 questions. One is, what's our numbers in terms of attendance for this event? Is it like 500, 600?
So I haven't kept track because it hasn't been technically a 19 event,
Okay.
but Sheila, you said it's been hundreds?
It's usually up there.
It has
Because I
grown
attend every year.
quite a
It's- it's
bit.
pretty-
They
the last couple
they
years.
tell me they at least serve 400 meals. That's just
That's awesome.
meals,
Yeah.
not even people that just come to hang out, just to come, and do their volunteering and to get just the coats and then leave. I mean, they literally say they serve 400
Yeah.
meals. And so you figure that's at least 400 people, if not more. But I've been there a couple of years, and I think last year there wasn't that many, but the year before there was quite a few. I would say a good 600. And then years previous, I guess there was big numbers too. It's a big turnout.
And the other question is, are we advertising? Like, because we're adding on all these other activities, it would be kind of nice if the public was aware that all this was going on. I know that, I think it's Channel 9, that if you have like something coming up, if you'd like to know ahead of time, once we're all confirmed, they can put out a press release, and so then you can bring in more people. As to say, okay, it's not, we're giving away coats and hats, we're feeding you, but we also have all these services that are available, particularly around the holidays where a lot of people don't have money. They can come and eat and participate in some activities. So I just want to know, are we communicating? Because from what I hear the Thanksgiving community outreach, but they're not aware of all the other stuff that we're adding on to it once we get everything finalized. And I think it would be awesome to hear, whether it's DKX or whoever, I don't know, if they would, I could ask DKX if they would do it for free. Sponsor us and just advertise for free as a donation to the school, to
And we
the
have
event.
some connections. John has connections with WDKX,
Okay.
so I can actually talk to him in regards to trying to. I see now. So are there flyers that goes out, correct?
They're
Yeah.
already out, and
Okay.
they're hanging up in different places, and people have it on their websites. So there are different ways that they're marketing it, and I can
all
get
the
a confirmation
churches,
of, yeah,
all the
they have it at the
all the
churches as
community
well.
organizations. I mean, they're out there, and they'll be at the rec centers and
Yeah.
the schools.
But I don't think they know that, when I see it, I don't see the other pieces that we're adding on. That's the
No,
part that
no,
I'm
they
saying
won't-
it
they
needs to
won't see
be.
that.
And people sometimes don't read flyers, but you always hear the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, both ways they can hear what's going on, because we're adding on versus where it was. So,
I don't know if they're already doing that, but I can check and see. I can check with Gwen on that. She's actually the lead on it.
And I can also do a robocall, because we're gonna put it on our website. We can add the
Okay.
additions on our website. I can do a robocall. We can post the
Okay.
original flyer with the additions
okay.
around our building as well, or extend the flyer. Maybe we can,
Hand it out to our families.
but also like maybe extend it instead of it being the traditional 8 by 11, maybe make it larger so that we can add on to it.
Okay, we have to just send it to the copy shop. See if they're gonna.
But I mean, we can just do those for in-house, like just the post and just to take a quick picture of and then put it on our website and stuff.
To make it like a, oh, okay, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
make it like a
I
poster
can
for
put that
the
out.
building.
Yep, I can do that.
So, if DKX get it, then that's really,
Alicia, do you have an email list of our partners that we just have on the ready that we can just like?
Hit the one button.
I
and
have to
then it
find,
says-
because I did not, I don't erase our community partners. I have to check my email, because I never erase emails. Got a million.
then one last question. We talked about raffles.
Yeah.
Doing raffle tickets and stuff. So, sponsorship, like other businesses that like donate whatever they sell or whatever.
So
or
I
gift
have a
cards.
brand new TV I've been trying to get rid of. Like
Trying to
literally,
get
it's in
rid
the-
of.
it's in the- It's in the closet.
Oh my God! And you know what? That needs to be like big screen, like when you talk to DKX.
Well, it's not gonna be a big screen.
Well, listen, brand new. I'll take any
It's in
screen.
the
Bring it
big
through.
screen.
Yeah, and you can add that to DKX when you talk to your friends, so they can, because TVs get I'm looking for the TV. And the other thing
how does
is,
the raffle work? Okay.
I think we're just, I don't know, they get just tickets, and
I have to.
as people come in, I don't know.
Well, I know actually, there's 2 color tickets that I'm giving away
Okay,
to Gwen. They want them. I don't know exactly what they're raffling. I would have to ask her that. I can't recall what they said they were actually raffling, but I have raffle tickets.
okay.
So I think my question is though,
What it look like? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
yeah, and I know we talked at a different meeting about getting people through the door. So was the raffle the goal of the raffle we were doing to get people through the door? So are we sending those home with kids? Are we making a little coupon, like a Lunsford buck, that says when you bring this in, you enter it into a chance to win a TV? So that's how we try and get like school foot traffic.
I think that's
I think that's a good idea. I think
because that's what you want too. You want your community and your parents and your kids in here, and you want to keep a track of that, and that's a good way too.
Yeah, so like if they have the ticket, then they don't need $1. It's just the ticket is your, your prize winning. So if you get picked out, you get the TV, something like that. I think that'll work.
So they bring their ticket and you throw it in the fish bowl, and that'll be for the drawing.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And that's just about showing up, interacting. Because
That's a draw.
yeah,
And it would be all just 19 participants for that.
And another suggestion is to do like a passport, where you give each individual a passport, so that way they have to come over to see links. They have to come over to the art, and you give them another raffle ticket or $1 so that they can enter. And that's another way to go. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
So that way you ensure that they're at least going to the different classrooms or whatever stations you have set up. Because otherwise they'll just come in and get their ticket for the TV and we won't see them at the other tables.
I like that.
Yeah.
And so we like stamp as they come
Yep.
into, if they come into
Yeah.
art,
If
she
they
just
go-
stamps their passport
Right.
thing. Oh, okay.
And then you can give them, once they turn that completed passport in and it's stamped, here's another raffle ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm just trying to picture how are we going to get them to the door with that? You get what I'm saying? Like from the perspective that Miss Lee said, and then the passport. I like the idea, but I'm just trying to figure out when we convey the message to parents, how are we getting them to the door? Because
Well-
before,
I have a suggestion. You can give them the ticket, and when they bring the ticket back to the door and drop it in the fishbowl, then you give them the passport, and then they have all the passports right there. Because they're going to lose the passports, you're right. They probably will lose the ticket. But at least if you get them to the door, they'll say, hey, I lost my ticket, but here,
That's
can I
what
get a
they
ticket? And then the passports are there, and then they get their passports and go from there.
Now,
And
is
already
this
the
something you
passport
talk,
has a separate raffle than the TV.
because, yeah, there's different raffles that's gonna be going on. Is that just for our students? Or is that for any families coming in the door?
I think you can have it just for your students, because there's going to be other raffles for all of the other community people, and there's going to be other services for the other people. This is really to get 19
our parents, on board.
parents and kids there. I don't think it's going to be a big deal if we just have a raffle just for 19 and then all of the other services for all the other
I
community
think if the
members.
long-term goal though is to get the community involved,
Right.
that's not really involving the community if we're
Right.
saying it's only for 19.
I think so too. And especially when you got all these community partners, you know, like sponsors, they're gonna want the community.
But then you might not even have a 19-person win.
True.
Yeah, see, and that's not, and that's the thing to not control. My vision is just about getting the parents here. Like, what's going to motivate them?
Put door prizes. Like I can get some sponsors. I got Jaira from Beads and Mango. She's donating gold bracelets
Okay.
for boys as well as girls. We can put door prizes. People like to win. And if you say there will be some prizes and how we do it, I don't know, but trust me,
That's something we gotta
people
iron
like
out.
to hear, people like to know I'm getting real gold because she sells real gold. So it's like those kind of things. People like prizes and people like food.
Yes,
You know,
I totally agree.
Yeah, but we actually had, Links for Kids donated, gift cards.
Yeah.
And we had over $200 worth of gift cards, and we did giveaways. We had raffle tickets, and we gave away gift cards. And we've always had done them for Tops and Wegmans.
And a lot of that should go home because that's what's going to motivate parents. You know,
Right.
The bigger picture is just getting them here. Once they get here, then they can have
Right.
access to all the different
Right.
venues. But I think if we deliver that message, you know, whether it's door prizes or raffle, then it will kind of spark in the head. So, okay, I need to attend this event.
And I can go around to some more vendors and get some gift cards.
And the
So we
food is
can-
good.
It's really good. The barbers were like, okay, we're gonna eat good. I said, trust me, the food is really good. I'm like, okay.
You're going to end up with a list of parents or community members that take part in this? Because I think for the, as far as the state is concerned, as we report what we've been doing, we need to have documentation, how many people came.
Well, we
Who
always
were
have
they?
a sign-in. Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
And what I've done now is I've put it on the drive. I shared the drive with you.
Great.
Things for kids can do the same with the cards like we have done before. This year too, I'm sure I can get a lot of the volunteers donate.
Okay, gift cards. Okay.
We usually do that for the holiday
Yeah.
season, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we do the giveaways.
Another question: the showcase. Well, what that will look like, whether it's in the gym, in the classroom. or I will just put on that destination and then
Well,
I'll help.
they usually have, in between the dessert tables, there's a little DJ guy that plays music, and it's like right there, right up in front, where they would have a podium where they would be talking and speaking, so it would only be a
gym?
little, yeah, but it would only be a little area in front, you know, it's not like they could do hooping and hollering and, you know, too much stuff, because the dessert trays are all gonna be set up, so it's really just like a little area, you stand in front of the podium and do your little thing.
Okay.
You know, and they're gonna, I think they're gonna also give a plaque to Sean.
Yes.
Sean Anderson.
Sean
Yeah.
Anderson. So it's not that much area, you know, to showcase, you know, just like to get up there in front of everybody that's eating and do a little, you know, something.
You know, we've had a lot of kids come with their families for 19 to school, and they also know Sean because Sean worked here.
Right.
And then you remember Sean? You weren't here.
Sean Anderson.
No, Sean. He worked here. He was part of the
He was a
the
recess
Playworks.
coach.
He was a recess coach, and I mean the kids. Everybody loved Sean. Like
Okay.
So
6'6", and they're a lot of the kids will know him when they do that presentation.
Okay. So that'd be a great time for the speech. I'm just thinking ideally whether a kid give a little excerpt of Frederick Douglass' speech recital.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what Gwen has on that plan, because I think she has an agenda. I'm not sure, but you can plan on that's where the showcase will be. I don't know if it'll be before the plaque, after the plaque, when it'll be, but it'll be around that time. It'll be probably in the beginning,
Okay.
but I can narrow that down tomorrow too when I talk to her at the meeting.
Got it.
Question, Monique, you talked about the ramp and decorating the ramp so we can have barriers and something, signs to communicate where to go.
Mhm.
What kind of decorations are we gonna do to make it the ramp? What do we
Well,
have in mind?
I think we were talking about doing the art projects or putting the paper up on the walls, and then they'll put their hands in
Okay.
paint, or maybe they're just gonna sign something, or just, you know, how they're, I mean, I haven't thought it through.
Okay.
I can have the art teacher like put something nice and fancy on the scrolls and make it like a picture frame, and then everyone can just, you know, I was here, and sign their name or whatever we
Okay.
choose to have them do. But then it can stay up and look, you know, pretty like art on our walls.
Okay.
But signage is another thing that we got to think about. That's what I heard you saying. So having easel with directions on where to go for what event, what activities. Can be for signage.
So for clarification, the different activities, they're going to be going between 6 and 8 as well, or?
I'm thinking we have to just, you know, take advantage of that window, because I'm afraid that if we go too early, we won't have time to set up, just because school
Yeah.
isn't over until 4:30. So I think we're going to need that time, that window, to get set up.
I think so.
So we will start around 6?
I think we should plan to start at 6.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to be able to start earlier, because it sounds like, you know, it would be a great time from 5 to 6, and then you can go right at 6 to eat. But I just don't know if it's feasible in terms of our dismissal and setup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you think we can get set up while kids are still here, and maybe, you know, ask teachers to maybe take, you know, a classroom up to the cafeteria for a little bit and do their last little bit of the day, or,
I think we better stick with 6. 'Cause,
okay.
Yeah. I can see the teachers are like, yeah.
And then roles. I heard you talk about roles. I just want to make sure that we cover the roles of everyone. I just want to make sure that we all are covering the bases.
So the only thing I have is that I'm gonna do signage. Ms. Bell's gonna be the point person. I will also send out the minutes. Ingrid's gonna handle the links for kids, the volunteers, and the storytelling. I can take the lead on the art. I can work with Megan on that. The hat and gloves, they don't need a lead, because the faith-based groups are doing those. Karen, you're doing haircuts. Miss Brown, you're doing Zumba dance.
Yes, and I'm just thinking I could probably add in something for the adults, maybe seated exercise, but I'm just not clear how that would look, because I know they want to eat. They'll be in there most of the time, what time frame are we looking at to have them say, okay, well, I'm done eating, let me go up to one of the classrooms and I can participate in this? Because I'm sure their main thing is they want to come and get their plate.
But
And
there's
then
two different seating sessions or dinner sessions, one from 6 to 7 and one from 7 to 8, so they can still hit you up on the two
Gotcha.
times.
Okay,
Like if they come up early, they can say, oh, well, let me go get my,
Right.
Zumba in before I eat.
and then
Yeah.
And then after they eat, they
So
go
this
get their
is real
Zumba
quick, believe
in.
it or not.
so the presentation is going to be probably in between.
Or it might even be just at the beginning, you know what I mean, and then it'll be done, and then go on to the eating and the other stuff. And then
Okay.
because, it doesn't take people really long to eat, after they're done eating, then they can still go to all of the different services.
Okay.
So this is really short, honestly, because like if you
Yeah,
have
it
two
is.
sessions, to have all the venues to really gain, I don't think we should have too much, because then it's just like a race of resources. If it's only going from 6 to 7, with the time that we have.
But
and we
people
think-
usually stay around and, do their little thing, and, they know, though, that they kind of like got to clear out the table if anybody else wants to eat in the next session, but it's a finely run machine, I'm telling you. When you see it, you're not going to believe it.
Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm just saying like if we like increase like the different venues, it's like how do they make it to every.
If they want to, they will. If they want to just sit there and chill, then that's what they're gonna do. But
But I hear what Omar's saying, so
I'm
this
not
is our
sure.
first time out doing this.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to.
So do we want to have everything on the first time or have a few and continue to expand?
I'm thinking, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not trying to, I like to go into things and see how it, because I've never been a part of it. I understand they have a lot of venues, but I'm saying like when we taking on different roles and expanding, I don't have a clear picture of what it would look like within an hour frame. That's my thing. I can't really see all of the resources being used within an hour, and then to me it's like they're transitioning and a new group will come in. Or they roll in, they just getting up and it's just constantly like a rollover.
That's what it is.
I'm trying to see kind of like the flip flop both ways, because if you only offer a few things, like let's take haircuts for example, that's not a 3-minute.
Right.
I mean, it can be, I don't know how quick they are, maybe they're really like quick at their work, but I would think that's a few minutes. So if you only have a few people and you've got hundreds of people here,
Minimum 15.
right, a couple
For
people,
a male cut, 15 minutes.
yeah.
Caesar, minimum 15. If you
Nails,
go
we're talking nails are
well-groomed.
quick.
We're just doing basic powers. We're not doing all
It
of
takes
that.
time for, like, especially haircuts. Like, I'm a barber myself. That's something that takes time, and I'm willing to even pitch in and help out. It's just with the time that we have, what message are we trying to send? What type of people are we trying to reach in this? Like, what's the goal? Like, I just want to make sure that we're using whatever venues here, that we getting the best, like we getting, the most resources out of it. To me, that's the.
No, I agree. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So there's one thing that I did think of is that we might be able to start earlier if we're interested, because if you think about our building, there's that ramp and then there's those offices and that music room and that wing where we can get those opened up early and use those as spaces, and then use that one kindergarten room for maybe the Lynx ladies and the authors, and not even carry it past that.
Oh, you just want art and music, where art and music is?
Yeah, because there's no one in those spaces at the end of the day. So, barbers could come in and get set up. They have floors that are easily swept. The art room would be perfect for working on the art, so we don't have to work on that in the main hallway. We can put it up someplace else, close to
Yes.
the art room where the water is, and then they can get it, then we can just display it there later. But we have that one little
And I think it's a perfect space for actually cutting also.
And what room is this? The
122,
yeah,
like
122
122 A,
or
E,
something
B,
like
like.
Okay.
It's one of those rooms, right?
Okay.
It's 120 something. Is the news here during this time? Like,
I don't ever see the news, but then again, at the parking, it's so bad, the news probably wouldn't even be able to get into the door. It's
I think
really,
that's something we should start
That's what I'm
pushing
saying,
for,
push
though,
it
like
out
that.
there.
Like,
That's good.
it's something positive going on. Parents, I think it's a necessity. Everything else can be broadcast. Like we need to, like, and I'll see if there's something possible that I can look into. But I really feel like if all these
We can just
community
use the
agencies,
press within, we can do, work directly with the district and let them know this is coming up and
So
what's
your
happening in
doors-
the school. We did that before.
Your doors open at 5?
Yeah, we usually open at 5, but I don't think they usually open at 5 to give them tickets, you know, like one was for the coat and one was, you know, for the food or something like that.
oh, got it. Yeah, so they have 2 tickets, so you can get one. I gotcha.
Mhm. And I think they're gonna make sure that somehow, some way that families can't, you know, it's just one pair of gloves and one hat per person, not, I got a family of 10, can I have 10 sets of gloves, you know what I mean? So they're gonna be doing something with maybe those tickets or something to make sure that people, you know,
One per family.
right, or not per family, per person, you know, not per family. Anybody that comes in can get a hat and gloves.
So like you got 10 kids, but you only brought 2 kids, you're not
Right,
taking 8 more.
right, right, exactly,
You know,
That's
exactly.
present.
Exactly.
Present.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm feeling excited, a bit nervous.
Be okay.
Well, at
So-
least you've seen it, you've seen how it works, so.
But I think there's still some flushing that needs to happen because what I'm hearing is that if Flint isn't opening their doors till 5, so,
Well, our doors are always open.
but as I remember, they're not allowed to walk through the gym.
Right, right.
So that's the only way they can get from your door to our school.
Or the
Unless they
back
go through that
hallway.
hall.
The back hallway is open for coats and hats and stuff.
Yeah, that back hallway, they don't have to go through the gym. That side, as soon as, you know the way that we go out where you cook
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
But there's a side door right there.
It's never
that hall-
open? Yeah.
Yeah, they can come through that way
Being
instead of.
open?
Yeah, and.
So how do you monitor?
Not to
in there?
bring that, well, I wasn't sure about this, but since the school is gonna be open, I know that the biggest concern that a few of the church members had was parking, because you know our Flint Street parking lot is nothing. And I did tell them that the school parking lot is finally finished. And I did say that that would probably help, because, you know, you could probably park in the school parking lot, because it's really, really limited parking. And even the members that, you know, are handicapped, that have a long way to walk, they thought it was a big issue. And I wasn't even sure if we could open your main door so that they could walk from your parking lot in. I didn't know if we'd have enough teachers to watch the hallway to do that. But they did express to me that that would be great if they could utilize that parking lot. Because the weather could be an issue if they had to walk all the way from your parking lot down and around. You know what I mean, for some older people. But so maybe there's a way that we can get them through, and then they would be coming through the school and seeing all the services and seeing everything, and then down to Flint Street. You know, we could have 2, and of course your doors are locked anyway, so, you know, somebody would have to be staying in there anyway, in and out. And we could have security there too, because we're gonna bring in extra security. And then our Flint Street door will have security, and we'll have people down there, but Flint Street parking lot's gonna be filled up in a minute. You know, and then you got the big parking lot up here, but it's an issue of walking through. But if they can walk through the hallway in the school down to Flint Street, they would catch everything. They would catch all the activities, but I wasn't sure because I didn't talk to you about it, so I wasn't sure. I just told them at the church that we would ask about it if we had enough teacher assistant that, you know, because I know that you would want monitoring the halls.
I think it's a
See, the-
great. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, because you know, the only thing I was thinking of, the way we used that side door for the pre-K families last year, that if they came down that walkway, they could go in that side door, which will take them right downstairs. That's better than walking from the front down through the school, and then we have to have someone posted at certain spots. If they came in that door, which comes right from the parking
Well,
lot,
then that's the way. to
right,
go.
and they go in that side door, then they can just take the stairs right downstairs. That, maybe we could have an SSO or someone if they had the time, if that was someone that we were gonna utilize, but also, we're supposed to have City of Rochester security. That's also, one of the people that's supposed to be in the building. But I think that they're only scheduled to be downstairs, and I don't know how many people.
But I can get extra security, school, sentries from, City of Rochester.
Okay,
For
and
this event, and Pathways of Peace will be around also.
so, I mean, that is one spot. I just didn't know if there was lighting, because it's gonna be dark, it's gonna start to get dark. If there's lighting that would take
fire
them.
drill, just so everyone knows.
Oh,
So
okay.
If you want to scoot out before
No, I think there is lighting, but we can check that out, but that would help, and that would be ideal. I didn't know about all those extra exits, I didn't
Yeah,
know
we
to check
just
them
we have
out.
that, to open, people to know to go through that part of the gate, go down that walkway and that side door.
But
Is this on the
anything can help.
north side or the
It's
south
actually
side?
on this side right here,
South side of
by the
the...
parking lot.
Mm-hmm,
So
okay.
that would really help, because I know that that was one of the big issues, especially for the older people.
Yeah, it'd be, they could be dropped off at, on Seward and then,
Within
Well,
that parking lot.
It would, right, it would help any, it would
Mhm.
help everything, and then they would still see your little, all your services
And
too.
that is kind of a steep hill,
Mhm.
so we have to take that into consideration too.
And that parking lot can be tricky too, because if it's already limited to because the staff is here, but a numerous amount of staff, stay behind and want to help out, then parking is limited, and
But it's better than what we have.
too.
Maybe, just a thought, maybe the staff can leave the parking lot open for.
Is that, that's it right there.
Oh, fire drill?
Yep, fire drill.
We're talking about opening up that door down there and going through the hall, so that would be better.
Yeah.
At least it's halfway.
Oh, yeah.
the rec center is down in the back
Down
there.
there where John, see, there's another one down there, John. I think that's what she's talking about.
The one,
The one down there.
uh-huh. So if they're dropping people off, they would walk down this ramp here and,
And probably go to that door where they're heading right now, kind of.
mhm.
And if they went in that hallway, down the hall, that would be the kindergarten room, and then down the other hall goes to our gym. So that's probably what they're talking about. Right? It's still a long way, but at least it's parking because the street